What do I anticipate the Boston market is going to be in 2023 and what buyers and sellers should be looking out for? Hey guys, this is Javier Hurtado Realty, and this is your one-stop shop for anything real estate related here in the Massachusetts market. If you need anything, you have anything that you need to do in real estate related or have any questions, you know where to call, you know where to reach. To start this video off, what should buyers and sellers be preparing themselves for? There's a great variety of things, but I think we'll start with interest rates. Interest rates last year were spiking. They were crazy. They were between 4% all the way up to 7.5%, maybe sometimes 8%, which is after we had the great low interest rates of 2.7s, 2.5s, 3.5s. This is a big difference from that, yeah? Well, in 2023, we should expect a similar roller coaster, but less of a crazy roller coaster, more of a consistent ride, okay? Instead of 2022 going like this, 2023 should be roughly like this. What that means is anywhere between 5 and 7% it should stay within. Speaking of with some of my lenders, it should drop a little bit. I heard the feds are trying to get involved and trying to lower the interest rates. Who knows if that speculation is true, but all I know is the interest rates as of right now, they're around 5.5, which is excellent with some of my lenders. So I would definitely consider thinking about purchase price right now and getting into it right now. But the next year, we're anticipating it to drop a little bit, but it should be a roller coaster until it does drop. The other point I want to talk about is we're jumping into a buyer's market. Buyer's market, what does that mean? Buyer's market is when the buyers now are in control. Remember last year's when sellers were selling their homes for $50,000, $100,000, even $150,000 over asking, which is real. This really did happen. Now we're shifting from a seller's market all the way over to a buyer's market. The buyers are more in control. Sellers are giving concessions. Sellers are giving incentives on selling their properties. Importantly, the buyers can buy down the price. Houses are staying on the market much longer, so the market is jumping into that after so long of it being in the seller's market. This is a very good point for buyers. I know the interest rates may be a little bit different from when they were, and being a little bit different is a huge undervalue of what it actually has been, but it is a time to get into the market. It's not when you get into the market, it's how long you've been in the market. The note here I want to make for this specific point is for you sellers. What do I want to say to you sellers? You guys can still come out on top. As long as you have the proper representation and the proper realtor to market your property will sell. And I still see properties having 10, 12, 15 bids on a single property. These properties are very beautiful. They have marketed excellent. They have done tasteful additions to the property or have done cosmetic updates. But with the right realtor, you can be directed to be in that position instead of being in a position of, hey, my house has been on the market for 2, 3, 4 weeks. What's going on? Well, you have to get the proper representation. I think I touched upon this note as well, where the common trend right now for sellers for having a higher level of sales, higher level of marketability, has been giving certain incentives, whether it be seller concessions. Seller concessions can be you towards closing costs. You give your buyers that are going to attempt to purchase your property, give them incentives. You give some certain amount of money towards closing costs. So if you market your property at $750,000, you say, hey, I want to give $5,000 back or $8,000 back towards closing costs. Yes, you make a little bit less, but your house is more marketable and more attractive to the general public and to buyers. Another incentive could be assumable mortgage. What that is in short form is your person who is going to buy your property. You can tell them, you can take over my mortgage, just pay me the difference. So if your property is $700,000 worth, you have $400,000 left that you have in the mortgage, but you have a 2.7% interest rate, and the buyer that comes in is good on cash flow. They're gonna do a big down payment. They could take over your mortgage and give you the difference from your mortgage up until your purchase price, including closing costs and all that stuff. That is an assumable mortgage, and that is a great incentive for people to buy. That's essentially for the people that do want the low interest rate. They are not short of funds, but they do want to take a mortgage. That is a perfect example of what you guys can do. Assumable mortgage. I'm gonna notice in 2023, there's gonna be a big rush of renters. Renters will be here for a long time, I think, right now, because the interest rates have gone up. They've scared people. It's gone into a buyer's market, yes, but renters have decided to continue renting. And all of the investors that I know, all of the landlords that I know, they notice this trend. So what happens now is that the trend creates the landlords and the investors who own these investment properties. They say, hey, we're going to increase the rents and we're going to create it so that people, they don't want to buy, but they're going to have to pay a slight increase in the rent. And you're going to see the rent slowly increase over time. This happens when the interest rates do go up. People do stop buying for a bit. And investors and landlords take advantage of this moment to try and increase the rents, which they do successfully. I implore you guys, please be aware of all of these things happening in the year 2023. And please be aware that if you guys do want to not pay rent anymore, if you guys do want to jump into owning your own property, there's no better time than now. Yes, the rates and the prices are going to be fluctuating a little bit, but the values of the home, if you look at a statistic over the last 30 years, it's been an upwards trend. So I recommend you guys, please, if you're considering buying, please do not forget about it. Just move forward with a good realtor, move forward with good lending. You could always refinance in the future. There's an age-old saying, marry the house, don't marry the rate. You could always get a new interest rate in the future. And the good thing is right now that a lot of the lenders that I work with are deploying a 3-2-1 rate buy down, and that is very useful for you guys. So it's a buffer for the next 3 years to have a lower interest rate, like a relaxing period, so that you guys in the next 3 years, when the interest rates do drop, you guys are able to lock in a lower rate. Again, this is Javier Hurtado Realty. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I gave you some information about the upcoming year of 2023, what I'm expecting. And if you have any questions related to real estate, anything you need at all, guys, you know where I am. Peace and blessings, y'all.